What is up, you guys? Jordan here. Today I wanted to talk about editing, more specifically editing photos. Throughout my time on the internet, I have been asked many times about how I edit my videos, how I edit my photos, how I get the certain colors and certain things. So today I thought it would be a good day to talk about how I edit my photos. So if you guys like my photos, this will be hopefully a little bit of some info to help you get your photos looking like mine, or if you're just curious in general or just starting your journey on this content creation Instagram kind of thing, or you just like taking photos of nature or street photography or fashion photography, whatever you like to do, when you have your own type of filters or your own types of colors in your photos, you really start to make your own kind of theme, your own feed that people recognize you by, and that's kind of the whole goal with these edits. And a disclaimer, I am in no way, shape, or form a professional at this. I just kind of do what I think looks cool. I could be doing it completely wrong, who knows? But I like it, and these are the things that I came up with. Today I'll be editing on my Dell XPS 13, which is also the sponsor for this video, so thank you for that, Dell. And without any further ado, let's start editing. All right, so this is the Dell XPS 13. As you can see, very thin, very slim, very sleek, very sexy. You cannot go wrong with design of this bad boy right here. It's minimal, it's just so aesthetically pleasing. It looks so beautiful. So I could not be more happy with the design. And it has an amazing display with its 4-panel infinity edge, which basically, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, there's literally pretty much zero edge here. I mean, it's just screen from edge to edge, and they still have a webcam up top, so that is beautiful. You don't have to worry about big edges or anything like that. It's just the screen and only the screen, which is, not only that, it's very light, very compact. Trust me, my mom's laptop is like an encyclopedia. It's like this thick. You can't take it anywhere, so you can take this anywhere you want. Starbucks, you can take it traveling, so when you're taking photos as well, you can do everything on the go. It's just a very compact, easy to use, sexy laptop. So first things first, I use Lightroom. That's just what I use to edit. I don't do any type of body transformations. I don't do anything like that. I literally just put colors in my photos, or sometimes I'll add like text. I'm not doing anything else. I'm literally just adding colors. So I use Lightroom, and these are the 3 photos that we'll be using today. We have the one from in my living room, the one on a tractor, which you guys seem to have love, and this one of me sitting down in my living room once again. So it's 3 different types of backgrounds, colors, and a bunch of other things that we can mess with. All right, so the first thing that you guys want to do when you're looking at your photos is figure out the kind of mood that you like. For me, I like that a little bit more of like the artistic, grainy, vintage feeling vibe. So that is what I usually go for in my photos. So the first thing I like to do is drop the exposure, because I like it to be a little bit more dark. I like it to have that moody, artistic vibe. And then I also like to drop the contrast just a little bit, so the lights and the darks kind of come together a little bit more. After that, you really just mess with all the other sliders, kind of like the highlights. You can drop them or raise them, depending on what you want with your photo. For me, I'm gonna have a little bit of that moody vibe going on. And also, you know what's really good about the Dell XPS 13 that I'm using here is the processing speed on this thing is extremely fast. Like, if anybody knows, when you use these kind of like high intensity programs like Lightroom, Photoshop, and stuff like that, you don't want your computer to start lagging and, like, you know, stuttering while you're doing all your editing. It just takes takes so much more time, and it's so annoying, and it makes you so frustrated. This thing has the 10th generation i7 processor. It's a quad core. If any of you guys out there that are nerds or build computers or know anything about processors, quad cores are great. And the fact that, you know, it has 16 gigabytes of RAM, so your memory, you're not gonna have any bottlenecks, you're not gonna have any issues with stuttering or lagging, anything like that. You guys out there who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the higher the RAM, the better. The better the processor, the more cores you have, the less amount of load your computer is going to take from these high intensity programs. So this thing right here works with all of my editing software completely flawlessly, and it's got a 4K display, so you can see everything vibrantly. It's sharp as a tack, if you will. And not only that, I have always used Windows products, so this right here is perfect. I'm one of those guys, I have an Android as well. I'm just one of those dudes, I know, but you cannot go wrong with a Windows product. I mean, I even build my own computers as well. So Windows, I'm a Windows boy, so this is a perfect laptop for me. So what I'm doing here is just really just messing with things, doing like the fine tweaking little details that, you know, photos kind of take. And after this, I just move on to the colors, because I think colors really change the mood, change the vibe of your photo. And for this right here, I like to go to the HSL color panel, and for this you just kind of can take individual colors, change the way they look, if you want them brighter, if you want them muted, if you want them saturated, if you want them desaturated. So for me, I don't like greens, like this plant right here, I don't like it. So I'm gonna just take that green and get rid of it. It's gonna go away. It's gonna be like more of a yellowy brown, and I'm fine with that because there's nothing else in the photo that's green that's gonna affect it. Same with yellows. I don't really like yellows. So I'm gonna take that yellow, drop it down and make it a little bit more on the orangey side, so it sticks kind of with what's going on in the whole photo. I personally don't really mess with reds and oranges, because look, if I mess with orange, I'm an Oompa Loompa right here, and I'm in a acid wash 1990s music video right now. So I just like to keep it right in the middle, since it's like your skin tone, not really mess with it. So all I did here was just mess with the saturation. I made some of the colors a little bit pop a little bit more, some of the colors not pop. So you can see with the before and after right here, bada bing, bada boom. I really just messed with the bricks behind me. You can see that now they're a little bit more red, no more yellow, and they kind of just blend in much nicer. But split toning is where you really can make the shadows and the highlights in your photo. You can make them kind of what makes your photo stand out, but it makes it unique to you. So what I usually like to do, for me, for the highlights, I like things to be warm in my photos, typically. So I like to hover like around maybe 50, 49 or 50, and then I like to bump up the saturation so you can kind of really see the difference in the highlights now. So if like you go before and after, you can see it's like very subtle, but it makes things a lot warmer and it makes things a lot softer on the skin and just in the photo in general. And then in the shadows, I like to, like for this photo, I kind of want to make it a little red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shadows and I'm going to bump those up, and you can see the photo now. If you go before and after, see how here it's a little bit green, a little bit just normal. Now it's got like that warm, rich, reddish brown tint to it, which is really cool in my opinion. And then my icing on the cake is throwing some grain on it, because I love a good amount of grain. You don't want to do too much, because then it's going to start looking, you know, fake. But you can zoom in and you can see like what you're looking at here. Maybe make it like this. I wanted to give off that like vintage, like home photo shoot that you do, you know, back in the 70s and stuff like that. So you take it off, and there you go. I'll show you guys the side by side of this photo. As you can tell on the right, you have like that reddish, goldish brown finished product, and then on the left, it's just your basic, no edit kind of photo. So I really like that one. I think that one is superb. Now, if you really like this, what you can do is you can save this as your own preset. So you can go to Develop, New Preset. I'll just say this is going to be, you know, Video Preset. So I know this is one. And then if you go to this photo here and you like it, you can go down all the way to your user presets, and you could go to Video Preset. And look at that. It makes your photo go from this on this side to that on that side. And then you, of course, you can always mess with things and make them fine-tuned to your liking. You can make it darker, like I would make it darker, and then I would bump down the highlights and do it like that. And now you have a now you have a, look at that grain, looks super vintage. And there you go, that's how you make a preset. That is how you can get your feed to look super cohesive. So anybody who's just starting and wants to have like that mood, that vibe to their Instagram feed, this is how you can do it. And there you guys have it. That is how I edit my photos. That is how I create my presets. If you guys are curious about presets, or you want me to, I don't know, maybe release my presets or something like that so you guys can get some of the looks for your own photos, let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. But once again, thank you to Dell for sponsoring this video. Thank you for letting me have this beautiful, beautiful machine right here, the XPS 13. Like I said, guys, if you are in the market and you need a laptop, 100% take a look at one of these right here. They're amazing, they're sleek, they're sexy, they have all the power that you could possibly need. So thank you to Dell, I really appreciate it. This thing will be in my repertoire for the longest of times. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know about the presets. Let me know if you want me to do more editing type videos, and I'll be talking to you guys very soon. All right, bye.